Hello friends, welcome back to automationtestinginsider.com. This is Selenium WebDriver Part 60 and today we are going to talk about ExtentReport. So we'll discuss how to generate ExtentReport and we'll see how it looks. So basically reporting feature is an important part of your automation testing. So whenever you do automation testing, so your execution has to be represented in some forms, in report forms, right? And in since we are using TestNG, so we have inbuilt HTML TestNG HTML report, but this is a different library. This is separate library ExtentReport, and it has some very good features. So we'll discuss how it looks and what are the advantages of ExtentReport. Okay, so let's get started. So what is ExtentReport? So ExtentReports is an open source reporting library useful for test automation, and it can also be easily integrated with major testing frameworks like JUnit, NUnit, TestNG, etc. Okay, so since we are using TestNG, so we'll integrate with TestNG. These reports are HTML rich documents that are depict results as pie charts. Okay, so we'll this is one of the advantages, like pie charts, so we can show our results in the form of pie chart. Okay, and ExtentReports offer several advantages when compared to the built-in reports that are generated through JUnit or TestNG, such as stepwise report generation, pie chart representation, and adding screenshots. So we can add screenshots as well. So I'll show you how to add a screenshot for let's say for failed test cases. You want to add the screenshot, so we can add the screenshot as well. Okay, so basically there are three classes which we are going to use in ExtentReport. So we'll create the object of these classes. We have extent HTML reporter, ExtentReports, and ExtentTest. So what is extent HTML reporter? So basically this is to create the report, and using this one we'll see like how the report will look and feel of the reports. Okay, and the second one is ExtentReports. So basically this will add test cases in your report, okay, in your ExtentReport. And the third one is ExtentTest. So basically uh, to update the status of your test case, whether it is pass, fail, or skipped, so that will be decided using ExtentTest. So these are the three classes which we are going to use, which will create the object, and will use some methods, predefined methods. Using that we'll create our report, will generate the report. So let's get started. My Eclipse is already opened here, so simply I'll create a new project. I'll create Maven project. Extend demo, and I'll keep artifact ID the same and click on finish. So this project is created, extend demo, and here you can see I have this pom.xml. Now what I'll do, I'll keep some dependencies over here, because we need Selenium Java jar files, we need text TestNG, and we need jar files for ExtentReport as well. Okay, so let me get it from any previous class. So let's say from previous project we have here pom.xml. So I'll keep this TestNG Selenium Java, and here we have to add dependency. So dependencies tag we have, and inside dependencies tag we'll add the couple of dependencies. We have to delete this. Fine. Now put Control S, save this document. So it will download all the dependencies. Now we need for ExtentReport we need ExtentReport dependency, or you have to download jar files and you have to import in your project. So since we are using Maven, this Maven project, so we'll get the dependency. So guys, today we'll see ExtentReport 4, that is the highest version as of now. Okay, so let's get the ExtentReport dependency, and we'll use version 4. This is version 4. This is 4.0. Let's see some other versions. Okay, so here we have let's get this one, 4.0.9. I'll copy this dependency from here and I'll put it over in my Control Shift F and Control S. So it will download ExtentReport. So we can see here, sorry, this is another project, Maven dependency. Here you can see 4.0.9 and some other jars will be there, supporting jars. So all are downloaded here, and I think we are good to go now. So what I'll do in main package, okay, I'll create one package. In this folder I'll create one package. Let's say com dot base package, okay, for base class. Click on finish, and here I'll create base class. Click on finish, and inside this base class will let's instantiate those variables of extent HTML reporter. So this is one of the class which we have discussed, 3 classes, extent HTML reporter, and I'll use HTML reporter, okay, and second one is public extent reports, this second class. So let's use variable extent over here, and the third class is public extent test, and here I'll use test. So these are the 3 variables we have taken as per the 3 classes. Okay, later on we'll create the object and we'll assign into this variable, okay, reference variable. Now what I'll do, I'll create one method over here, public void set extent, and inside this I'll assign @ before suite. So we are going to use TestNG. We'll run our test case using TestNG XML, so that's why I use. So add the TestNG library and add this before suite from org.testng.annotation, and here we'll create the object of this HTML reporter, okay, and yeah, let's create the object of and it will take the path, okay. So here you can see, so what we'll do, inside this we'll give the path of our report. So basically we'll create the object of this HTML report class. One second, we have to give like this. Yeah, this is how we can create and add arguments to match extend html report file. So we have to give the file path, so where we are going to generate our report. Okay, so this will create the report of extend report. This will create the extend report, and here we have to give the path. Okay, so how I'll give system dot get property, and here we have that user defined property user dot directory. So it will work on any machine. It will get the root directory, and later on I'll write, let's create one file where we'll folder where we'll create our extent report. So I'll give name extent report, and I'll give that extent report over here, extent report, like this, and inside this I'll give my report dot html, and let's do one thing. We'll generate the report inside test output. Okay, so here I'll give test output, where we'll get this will be created once we run our test case, and default estimate report will be generated there. So we'll create a folder extend report there, and we'll have this file over there, my report.html. So this is how we can create our HTML report. And now we have to set few parameters. Okay, so using this object we'll set some parameter dot config dot let's say set document title. So this will be the title of our report, automation test report. Okay, and we have to configure one more parameter, config dot set report name. So this will be the report name. The first one is title of the report, and this will be the report. So let's say we are going to implement today Orange HRM application. So I'll give Orange HRM test automation report. Okay, so now we are done. Now we'll create the object of this class, extend reports, and we'll set one more parameter, config dot set theme is there, and theme dot will keep standard. So here you can change this as well, standard, or you can give dark as well. Now what I'll do, I'll create the object of extend reports. So this is how we can create the object of, and using this extend dot here we'll call one method attach report, and we'll put HTML report to this the parameter of this method. Okay, so that so this class is used for to add the test cases in your report. Okay, and here we are attaching the HTML report in the our object of our extend reports. Okay, now we'll set some parameters over here. So we have extend dot set we have set system info. That will take key and value pairs. Okay, it has two parameters, key and value. So this will give some information on your extent report, okay, in the form of key and value. So let's say we want to set some values like host name, your computer name. Okay, so here I'll give my host. Simply I'll copy paste. I'll set some more parameters. Guys, and let's say project name. Here I'll give orange HRM, and here let's say tester. I'll give my name Hitendra over here, and let's say browser or operating system. Here let's say give Windows 10. Let's set one more parameter, browser, and here I'll give let's say Chrome. So this is my before suite semicolon. So guys, this is set extend method. Okay, we have set inside a before suite annotation. Now we'll create one method, public void end report. So this will generate the report, this method, and this will end the report. So here we have extent dot flush method. Okay, so once we are testing is done, we'll close the report and we'll associate with after suite. Okay, done. Now I'll use before method and after method as well. To launch the browser, we'll use before method. So public void, let's create one setup method to launch the browser, and here I'll associate with before test, not before test, before method. So this will run before every method, and we'll have public void tear down, and here will driver dot close. One second, we have to declare the driver. We forgot to declare the driver. So public WebDriver driver. Now what we'll do, yeah, so here driver dot close. All done. In setup method, I'll copy few lines of code from previous class to launch the browser. We have this screenshot demo, and this class probably I might have, yeah, this one. So I'll copy these many lines of code and I'll put it over here to just launch the browser. I think this is the old we have. I think this is the latest driver, so we have to give like this. The first, this folder we have to execute. Inside that we have latest Chrome driver, so I think this should work. The rest is Chrome driver.exe. And instead of google.com, we'll use Orange HRM application. So let me just go through that one. So if you go to demo websites, and here we have orange HRM. So simply I'll copy few lines of code and I'll put it over here. So this is orange HRM URL, and what is giving, oh, simply we have to remove this. Yeah, done. And this is not required. So this is my setup method and this is tear down. Now let's create test cases now. Okay, we'll set tear down after running the test case. After every method we'll set fail and pass status later on. And yeah, so let's do that. So I test result will use the class itest result, and what it does, it describes this class describes the result of a test. So based on pass or fail, will update the status in ExtentReport. We'll do this. Okay, I have a piece of code, so I'll implement this. And but before that, let me create another class inside a test folder. So simply I'll create one package com dot let's say test, and inside this I'll create one test class. Okay, so what I'll give, orange HRM test, click on finish, and simply we have to write some test cases over here. So let's say public void login test or login page test. Okay, so simply we'll once we navigate to this URL, we'll verify some of the things over here. Let's say we'll verify this image. So simply I right click and copy as XPath, Control F, and we'll see this as yeah, good XPath. So we can take this, and here we'll write driver dot, and this case this test class should extends our base class, so we can use driver object. Okay, base class like this. So here we can use driver dot find element by dot XPath, and we'll put the XPath over here, and we'll write assert statement. So dot assert let's say true boolean condition. So what I'll do, I'll store this in web element ele, or let's say image, and I'll put it over here. Dot is displayed. Okay, so based on this one, it will fail or pass. Okay, based on the result of this one, whether it is displayed or not. So if it is true, then this case will pass, otherwise it will fail. So this is one case. Let's write one more test case, public void login test, and we'll log into the application. So we have driver dot find element by dot, let's use ID, we have ID there, dot send keys, and let's simply copy this. Yeah, so now we'll inspect username and password. We'll log in into this orange HRM. Okay, so here we have text username. I'll put it over here. And what is the username? We have admin, and let's inspect password field as well. We have txt password, this is the id, and password is admin123, and this is for click this click on this login. So we have id as bt and login, so I'll put it over here and simply will perform click operation. So this is how we can log in into the application. And let's do one more thing. Yeah, let's log in admin123. Now let's verify the title of the page. What is the title? We'll see. Title is orange HRM. Okay, so let's verify the title after logging into the application. So driver dot get title method we have, and we'll store string title, and this will give you the title, or I should give actual title, and let's give expected title. So what we are expecting, orange HRM. Now let's put assert dot assert equals, and what is actual? This is my actual, and this is expected value. So this is done. So we have two test cases, one is login page test, another is login test, and we'll associate with @test annotation. And let's import this one and @test over here as well. So our test class is ready. We have two test cases. Okay, now what I'll do, now we'll write the logic for this base class, where not this one, close this one, this is the base class, and here we have to write the logic if our test case is getting failed, or what should be the logic for this one. Okay, so what I'll do, I have already created one project where I have explained earlier about ExtentReport. So where I'll copy few lines of code. We have a base class, not this one, I think sorry, this one. So here we have base class. I'll simply copy few lines of code from here, this tear down. Okay, simply I'll copy the entire method. Okay, and I'll put it in my base class. I copied all the public void, so I'll put entire code over here. So guys, based on so we have one parameter itest result, so this will get the result dot get status, and if it is equal to, if it is fail, okay, and then we'll execute this test piece of code like this. We have test extend test, we have object test, so using that object we'll call this log method, and we'll log into log this fail status in our report. Using mark helper, we have will create the label, and result dot get name will get the name of the test class, test method. Okay, and here simply we'll write test case failed, and it will give a red color to the text. Okay, so the second one is this get throwable will get the throw the error exception. So this is for the failed test case. And similarly we have if status is skip, we have this log, okay, which will write in our report. And similarly for in case of success or pass, so this is another log. So this is very simple, and at the end of the if condition will close the driver. And this is after method, guys. So here I have to give after method. So this is ready now, our base class is ready. So let me just recap. So we have created set extent method. So just to configure the estimate extent report, we have written this piece of code. And we have after suite, there we have flush to end the report, okay, and report method we have. And here in setup method, we'll simply will launch the browser and navigate to this URL orange HRM. And we have tear down method, where we have written some piece of code to get the status of our test cases, and based on that we log into extent report, okay, and at the end of the test we'll close the browser. So this is base class. And we have created, let me close other classes so that we should not get confused. And what is this? I should close this one as well. Sorry, that is the our test class. Yeah, so another test class, and I mean one test class I have created here, orange HRM test. There I have written couple of test cases. This is to test login page test, where we are verifying in image, orange HRM image. And we have login test, okay. So this is the second test case. And inside test method we have to write few things like extent. One second, extent, we'll use the object extent. And we have to write create test. So here we have to give the name of the test, login page test, semicolon. We'll copy this piece of code and put it over here. And this is login test. We'll assign, we can use this test object. Yeah, I think we are done. In previous class, test class, we have WordPress test, and this is how we have to do that. And regarding the create node, I'll explain later on. So yeah guys, so we have two classes, base class, and we have this orange HRM test class. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll create the TestNG XML file. So simply right click, and here we have an option TestNG, convert to TestNG. So just click on that. So here two classes got added. So simply click on finish. One second, sorry, this is different project. I have so many projects, so it is getting, I'm getting confused with the other project. So simply what I'll do, right click, we have TestNG and convert to TestNG. Click on finish. I'll keep suite name same and click on finish. So here what I'll do, base class anyway is not required, base package with this base class, so we can remove this. We have only one test class, so we'll keep only test class over here. Now our test, everything is ready. Here we have path where our report will be generated. This is the path. Inside test output, this report will be generated. Now we are good to go. Let me just run our suite. Right click and run as TestNG suite. Let's see what happens. So the browser is launched, and it will navigate to orange HRM, and the first test is got executed, and this is getting executed now. The second test case, login test. Enter username and password and click on login, and it will close the browser later on. So we have two test cases and both got passed now. And what I'll do, I'll refresh this project. Click on refresh, and here you can see test output is generated, and here we have ExtentReport, guys. You can see ExtentReport, and here we have my report.html. So we can open here. Simply I'll copy this, I'll open in browser. So this is how ExtentReport looks. You can see here we have two test cases, login page test and login test, and here you can see timestamp, and past test case is login test, which we have given log info. This is first test case, this is another test case, and this is another view. So here you can see, and if you remember, we have set some parameters, name and value, key and value parameter. Here you can see host name, project name, tester, my name, operating system Windows 10, and a browser Chrome. And if you click over here, this is another theme which we can set from our base class also. From here we have given standard, so we can change it to dark as well. So let's say this time I'll give dark. So next time when we'll run, it will give the dark theme. And what else we have here, let me refresh it. Yeah, so yeah, this is dashboard, and here you can filter out as well, and this is pie chart, guys. Now let me do one thing, I'll fail some test case. So I'll create one more test case over here, public void test case 1, or let's give sample test, and I'll put it some assert statement which will fail our test case, assert true, and here I'll put false, this boolean condition false, boolean value false, and it will fail the test case. And we have to add this piece of line of code as well to create the test case, and this is sample case. Now we'll rerun our test case. So go to your testng.xml, right click, and run as testng suite. This time it will show us a dark theme because we have updated there from standard to dark. So first test case is getting executed, second browser is launched, it will navigate, yeah, it will enter username and password, navigate to home page. And why two test cases? Oh sorry, I forgot to give the annotation, I guess. Yeah, we have to give @annotation here. And now let's rerun. The first test case got executed. So here you can see total test run 3, failure 1. Okay, and if you see the report, just refresh this. So here you can see the dark theme, and we have three test cases. This is the first case, login test, and sample case. So here you can see sample test case is failed, and this is the assertion error. So this is how we got error over here. And if you see this pie chart, pass 2 and 1 fail. If you go to the dashboard, here you can see these two are pass cases, and here we have another view dashboard. Okay, we have 3 test cases, 0 steps, start, and time taken, total time taken 31 seconds. So this is how you can generate. Now here we have not added a screenshot, so you can include the screenshot as well. I think already we have code written, so already I have commented here. But to get the screenshot, or in the previous class, so let me get the code from base class. So here we have, inside this we have this one. Will copy this entire code to get the screenshot. This is very simple logic, guys, which we have already discussed about screenshot. And I'll create inside base class only. I'm creating this, I'm putting this screenshot method. Okay, and for file utils I need one more jar files, one more dependency, this commons -io. So I'll close it from here and I'll put it over here, dependency, like this, control S. Now this is done, and yeah, close that previous class. So here this is my base class. So here we have a screenshot that will return the path of the screenshot where we'll keep our screenshot. Okay, and yeah, this is we have taken this text screenshot interface. Using that we have taking the screenshot, we are taking the screenshot. Okay, and yeah, this is very simple method which we have already discussed, how to take the screenshot. And using, I mean, this method will take the screenshot and will attach in our report. So how to attach? So simply uncomment these 2 lines of code. So here I'm calling this screenshot method. Here we have this screenshot, and we'll pass the driver and result.getName. So this will get the name of our test case, that will give the file name as well. Here you can see string file name, so that will give the based on the name of our test case. And inside extend test object we have this test object, right? So we'll call this add screen capture from path method. Okay, so that will add the screenshot in our ExtentReport. So here simply we'll provide the path of our screenshot. So these 2 lines of code are required to attach the screenshot in ExtentReport. And we have this separate screenshot method. So do not worry, guys, I'll keep this code in my blog, I'll post. Okay, going forward. And let me just rerun this code again. Okay, let's rerun this so that we can see whether it will take the screenshot or not. Browser is launched. It will navigate to Orange HRM application, and this is the login page. Now this is the second test case. It will log in into the application, and yeah, enter username and password. It will go inside and yeah, verified the title over there. Now this is the third test case. Simply it will open the browser, navigate to Orange HRM, and close the application. Now we should see 3 test cases, out of which 1 test case is passed. This is dark theme, we can change it from here. So this is the third test case, and here you can see screenshot is attached. Here if you click over here, you can see this screenshot is getting attached in this ExtentReport. So this is how you can attach. And yeah, now what you can do, one more thing is you can create node as well. Node is nothing but the steps. So let me just do here using this test create node. We have this create node here. You can give, let's say in particular case you have multiple validations, so you can create steps like this: validation 1, and let it pass. Okay, so simply you can copy paste, you can create multiple steps like this. I'll put, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Now we'll run our test cases. TestNG XML. Now this time no test cases getting failed, all are passed, all should be passed. Now we'll run this, run as TestNG suite. First test got executed. Now this is the second test case. It will enter username and password, it will go inside, it will verify the title, and it will close the browser. And this will be the third test case. Yeah, all done. Now let me see the report. All test cases are passed this time. Now if we refresh this report, now here you can see we have steps as well. So we have 4 steps. So if you see the simple test case, here we have validations: validation 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is another view. Okay, another theme. Okay, and dashboard, if you see 3 tests passed, 0 test fail. This is how you can see the report: 4 steps passed. So this is how you can generate the extent report. Now guys, we'll do some modification in the next video. If you see our test case here, we are writing this piece of line, this line of code every time in every test case. Right here also we are writing. So to avoid this, we can create TestNG. We can implement TestNG listeners, and we can configure our extent report using listeners. So we'll do that in so that we cannot, I mean, we no need to write this line of code in every test case. Okay, so we'll do that in the next video. And also, if you remember, if you see, we have this file name hard coded over here. So simply we'll change this. Okay, so every time it is overriding the report. So how to do that, we'll see in the next video. Okay, so this is all about today guys. In the next video we'll see like how to implement extent report using TestNG listeners. Okay, so thank you for watching. Have a nice day. If you are new to my channel, then please subscribe this channel. Okay, and share this video if you like it. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.